welcome to the Florence Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Sally Wantz, and you were just greeted by Rev Erin Walter singing Parker Woodland's Wake Me Up. Oh my God, did we all enjoy that? Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. She's got a special worship service for us today. There's music throughout, she's got a benediction at the end, and a wonderful message. So we're going to get right into it, okay? Let's see, Dean Schrock led his first class, Connecting with Your Soul, and that was held last week. Don't laugh at me, Catherine, you just encourage me. So I send my apologies to those who got confused by my message, because it said Wednesday, December 1st, and it really was Tuesday, December 1st. So I'll try to do better on that, I apologize. His next one will be January 5th, January 5 at 5:15. And if all goes well, we're going to schedule the first Tuesday of every month, where Dean will lead us through some meditation on connecting with your soul. I know I got a lot out of it. I hope you'll join us. You don't have to be present from any of these to come to the next one. Just jump in. Our Sunday Zoom happy hour is at 5 p.m. and with our own Ray Plummery as host. Yay, Ray! And we hope Rev Erin will join us, and I think she will, to help us deepen our understanding of her message today, titled, The World's on Fire, and We Still Fall in Love. So your complete Zoom invitation is in the e-blast. Reverend Elizabeth hosted her first and second tea times, and it's been delightful to be with her and others. Join Reverend Elizabeth on December 16 at 2 p.m. for her final tea time of the year. This is just an opportunity for you to get on Zoom, we connect, we talk, you get to know Reverend Elizabeth, our minister, and she gets to know you as well. Let's see, there is a evocation for planetary harmony on December 22nd. This is led by Nin. There is a flyer about it in the e-blast, so do check that out, and if you can participate, I'm sure Nin will be fully appreciative of that. We have a board meeting on December 9th at 3:30. If you wish to attend, send us an email, and we will send you a Zoom invitation, okay? So lots happens at the board meeting. You're welcome to come and see and hear what's going on. If you'd like to make some comments, let Ray know so he can put you on the agenda. And finally, all I know from finishing up here is Dr. Ruth Miller will be with us next Sunday. I don't have the title of her talk, but we all know they're extraordinary topics. Are there any announcements from the Peanut Gallery? We have Catherine, Sister Sue, Brooke, Don Gardner, Tuvia, and Jay. We're all here today, fully masked, socially distanced, and having a good time. Any other announcements from anybody?
No. Okay.
So I invite you at home, find a candle and light it, or turn the battery on and ignite it. We're going to light our flame here at FOOF as I share the following from Laura Thompson. Across the distance, the light from within me shines, sending love to all. Across the distance, your light is fuel that warms me and helps to keep my own light burning. Together, we keep the flame of community burning bright. That's the symbolism of our flame. So at this time, I invite Tuvia to come forward. He has a special song he'd like to sing as we enter the season of Hanukkah. Tuvia?
Thank you, Sally.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hanukkah is the season of light and hope. And so we sing this song, Ma'otzur, Rock of Ages. Ma'otzur Yeshuati V'chana Elishapeha Tirumei Tafilati V'sham Toda Mitzaveha V'yein
That's enthusiasm for you. That was enthusiastic. Woo! I love it. I love that, Shuvia. That was great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll see if I can do this without steaming up my glasses here. This is the joys and concerns portion of our service, where we share what connects us, our feelings of joy, and what perhaps can cause feelings of separation or fear. What does the Course in Miracles say? Every action is either from love or it's a call out for love. That's the right quote, right? Thank you. We drop a shell in the cleansing water to symbolize our attention to you. Not yet. But I have a couple of things here. I had a couple of encounters last week that reminded me how hard it is sometimes to ask for help. A person may give you a clue or a little information, not wanting to be a burden. It reminded me to look for those clues, to really listen to the other one. Not to rescue them. Sometimes there isn't much one can do, but to give one pointed attention. This pandemic is reminding me how impatient I can be sometimes. Surprises me. So, for my first shell, thank you, Brooke. And my first person, this is for Janet Vinson. Janet is looking for an in-house caregiving job. She has left the unhealthy living situation that she was in and is staying with a friend up the coast. She had to leave her cat companion behind and misses her terribly. From what I know of Janet, she is a kind, sensitive, and incredibly capable person. So I'm putting that out there. She asked me to put it out from the podium, and so if anyone has any ideas for that. Another shell. Thank you, Brooke. This is for Jude, for her ongoing healing of her arm. I noticed she asked for people to assist her with dog walking. I believe she lives in Coast Village, is that correct? Okay.
So I'm putting that out there again because she still needs that and would really like to have her dog with her more, but she needs assistance with that. And another? I'm steaming up here. Your hat is going off, I'm steaming my glasses. And this one for Bruce Yelly, every week for him. He has cut back on his blogging communication, but we know you are still here. We can feel you. Such a life force in every step of his journey. We love you, Bruce. I think Tuvia, you have something?
I wanted to share a concern that we all have. So you might want to throw in maybe more than one shell. It's kind of weird and frustrating to be here with these masks on, glasses fogging up. All of us are way past the point of experiencing pandemic fatigue, and many are becoming numb to the death and suffering that it brings. But the virus doesn't know or care. It just keeps doing its thing. With 3,000 deaths every day in the United States and over 250,000 lives lost, vaccine distribution is just around the corner as we see the darkest days of sadness and terror immediately ahead of us. We are at the pandemic paradox. We need to literally stick together by staying apart and survive by wearing masks and social distancing. We must all adhere to the challenge Biden has made of wearing our masks when out of our homes for 100 days after he takes office. And now, as the little engine in the child book said, I know I can, I know I can. And as Seth Meyers says as he ends his late night monologue, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, we love you.
Thank you, Tuvia.
Thank you, Tuvia. And one last shell, please.
Catherine?
Oh, Don. Are you coming? Yes. Please, thank you.
Mine isn't with joy and concerns, but mostly concerns to share with all the guests and church members and friends. I've been experiencing with grief counseling, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many of the church guests and members, and these grief counseling is performed by Bristol Hospice. And I want to just reach out and say thank you for what they've been doing, and also for those, unfortunately, we don't know that are going through grieving. I just wanted to share that with the church. Keep them all and say prayers for all those that we are not in touch with. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don. And one last shell. Thank you, Brooke. This is for all those who can't share for whatever reason. May someone listen a little bit closer, pay a little more attention, so you may feel seen and heard. And so it is.
Blessed be. Thank you all for sharing. Don, it's good to see you. I'm glad you got up here to say hello. We miss you. So we're glad you're back with us. So Rev Erin provided the following hymn selection titled Shine on Me and sung by Melanie DeMoore. I invite you to enjoy this, and then we'll be back and enjoy this beautiful music.
Hello, you family. I'm going to sing a song with you called Shine on Me. It's an amazing spiritual that anybody can sing. And in these days when the things that we're dealing with, the feeling separate and all of that, and things seem so hard, this is one of those songs that you just throw your head back, put it in your medicine kit. All you have to do is ask. And here's how it goes. Shine on me, oh shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh shine on me, yes shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Lift me up, oh, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up, oh, lift me up, yes, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up, oh, hold me close, yes, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold me close. Yes, hold me close. Oh, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse, please, hold me close. Oh, shine on me, shine on me, yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh, shine on me, yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. All you have to do is just ask. The light is always there. Always. Always. Love you.
Well, that music was good, wasn't it? I love how she's making all these selections. Thank you, Rev Erin. We really appreciate that. So the purpose of a church is to encourage all who gather to grow more generous in spirit and in action, and to bring the human being closer to the divine by acts of creation and compassion. So we now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-sustaining and supporting church and its many ministries that we are creating. Our offering is always in two parts. We're lucky to have Habitat for Humanity as our community partner in November and throughout December. And we're already off to a great start. People have been giving generously to Habitat. We really appreciate that. So you can make your contribution to Habitat and or FOOF at any time. You can mail a check to our P.O. Box 2502, Florence 97439. We welcome all contributions. Or you can visit our website, florence.uuf.com, and there's a button on there that you can push and make your own contributions through your own credit card. So, yeah, and people are designating, 20% goes to here and 80% goes there. You can tell us how you would like that divided up, and we'll take care of it. So as we move forward with our offering here at FOOF and in your home, please repeat after me. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
And all that I receive.
I am prosperous now.
I am prosperous now.
Blessed be.
Blessed
be. So please know that your contributions are received in grateful appreciation. Rev Erin Walter is a new minister to us, and we're delighted to have her with us today. Her message begins with music by Parker Woodland and performed by Rev Walter, who is a minister, activist, and musician based in Austin. Her work is rooted in the powerful connection between the arts, justice movements, and multicultural community. A former YMCA director, Erin serves as a board member of the Texas UU Justice Ministry and the affiliated community minister of Wildflower, UU Church in Austin. You can find more about her music and ministry on erinwalter.com. After the music, Rev Erin will share her message titled, "The World's on Fire, and We Still Fall in Love." I do hope you'll enjoy it all. I know I have.
It's a hard time to look for hope when the truth can't feel like a joke or worse. They tell you it's your fault if you trust. But there's one thing I know, it's this: opposites do coexist, and the last thing they'll ever kill is love. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we're not giving up. No, no, I could let you go, say it's not worth it. Oh, I could give up before we know. And what's the use in having hope? And even though everything's wrong and it shows, I still look at you and I know one thing could be perfect. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we're not giving up. No, no. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we're not giving up. No, no. I don't wanna be naive, but I catch myself wanting to believe, and I think I could take a risk this time. It's a hard time to look for hope when the truth can't feel like a joke or worse. They tell you it's your fault if you try. World's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we'll still fall in love. The world's on fire and we're not giving up. No, no. The world's on fire and
what a few weeks it has been. What a year it has been. Would you take just a breath or two with me as we kind of move in to this time of reflection together? One more breath. It used to drive me crazy when people would suggest that just breathe, but oh, has it helped get me through this year. So that video that you saw is my community in my home back in February before the pandemic hit. And I want you to know that that is the last time that I had everybody in my home. Kids, people of different generations. We played games, we played music, we laughed, we danced, we ate. It was fellowship, much like church. The gathering in community for music and fellowship time, that is church to me. And so as I watch that video and I get to share it with you, I am both joyful and determined. I see what we're fighting for in this time. When we want to hold our leaders accountable, when we are taking care of ourselves in isolation, when we are doing what we can to take care of the environment, we are fighting to be together again in person in that way, to let people run up and hug us. I wish I could just reach through this computer right now and hug all of you. So that's what I see. I see what we're fighting for. But I also feel the pain. It's been 9 months. 9 months. And so what I want to talk about today is how we hold that joy and striving, as well as face the pain, and what are our spiritual practices for getting through it. I would invite you during this time to be thinking about what has been getting you through. It's been long enough. Something has been getting you through. And then I want to know, have you shared it with someone else? Have you made an invitation? The hospitality, the invitation to the thing that is saving your life could save someone else's life. Have you invited your friends and family to church lately, to this community? Now more than ever, it is available to them. Access is there. We're here online. Anyone can come. Anyone can be nourished. This is your time to share our Unitarian Universalist message and community widely. There are people who don't know that this exists and they need it desperately. So I want to start in terms of sources with a little bit of scripture. Something that gave me hope many years ago when I was in seminary. So I use the Poverty and Justice Bible, and it might be flipped because of my camera, I'm not sure, but the Poverty and Justice Bible version is what I heard Reverend Dr. William Barber used, and I grew up Unitarian Universalist, not very much Bible exposure in the church I grew up in, and so I wanted to have a better understanding. And what's so great about this version is parts are highlighted. I didn't do that. They come highlighted around topics of poverty and justice, and I know that that matters to this congregation and to you as a UU, so I recommend this addition to you. But the piece that really has been a spiritual practice for me for years, and that I hang on to even more now, is from Exodus chapter 15. It's called the Song of Miriam. Now, feminist scholar Carol Myers argues that Exodus might be the most important book of the Bible. And in it, of course, the Israelites are in the wilderness, escaping from slavery. It is a long and hard time in their lives. And I think many of us can relate to that, whether it be the pandemic of COVID-19, the pandemic of racism and systemic violence and brutality in this country, and other plagues upon our society and our souls. So they are in the desert. And in Exodus chapter 15, verse 19 through 21, we have these words. The Israelites had walked safely through on dry ground. Miriam, the sister of Aaron, was a prophet. So she took her tambourine, and led the other women out to play their tambourines and to dance. And then she sang to them. When a fellow minister shared this small bit of scripture with me, it changed my life. What I love so much is not just that they would take tambourines on this long journey when they must not have been able to carry much. They must have been weary. They must have made hard decisions. They bring their tambourines and they make time to dance and sing. We have a female prophet, and we are celebrating the shattering of some glass ceilings right now. So we have a female prophet, and it says, Miriam, the sister of Erin, was a prophet, so she took her tambourine and led the other women out to play and dance. Not Miriam was a prophet, but she took a tambourine. Miriam was a prophet, so she took a tambourine. Those two letters, so, say so much that music and dance and joy practices were part of her prophetic life. And I believe that Unitarian Universalists are called upon to be prophetic in this time as well. And we are called upon to help move through this difficult time, not pretending that we're in a desert, not pretending that the pandemic or racism doesn't exist, but nourishing each other spiritually to get through this time. And music and dance for me are how I do it. I lead a dance class, used to be in person and now is online, and everyone's invited. You'll get an invitation. We can dance together across the miles. And music, do you have a song that has been getting you through? I will tell you that I have listened to Walkin' on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves more in the last few months than I ever would have in my life. I don't consider that song a favorite song historically, but the spirit of it has helped me so many times. And I love when other ministers or friends, we will text each other songs and say, this one's getting me through. And so I ask you, during this hard time, yes, we can think with our heads. Yes, we can take action. You are very good at thinking and acting. But I also ask you to think about your spirit, the spirit of your neighbors, and how you might reach out and bring life into their experiences. The Black liberation theologian Howard Thurman wrote, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." I've kept that message on my heart for years. And then I came across one from Václav Havel that talks about how a man trapped under a boulder has more time to think about hope, what he hopes for, what we hope for, what they hope for, than someone who is not trapped in that way. Václav Havel and I share a cultural background, Czech heritage, and he was an imprisoned dissident before he became the Czech president. And so I think it's helpful both to look to other spiritual, cultural resources, but also to ask what is your cultural background, especially for those of us who are white, that we look within our own and develop some of our own resources that we may have gotten away from. Whiteness has taken me away from my Czech heritage, and I'm trying to find my way back in some ways. But so that message from Václav Havel speaks to me as well as Thurman's message. What do we hope for while we're trapped under this something heavy? And so I've been turning to music, but also to poetry. Maybe some of you turn to poetry as well. And I've come back again and again to this poem that I really want to share with you today. Go to the Limits of Your Longing by Rainer Maria Rilke. God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows that I can move in. Let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. The words of Raina Marie Rilke. And this piece came to me through a friend, first because of the line, just keep going, no feeling is final. But when I got the whole poem, what really, really grabbed my heart was this part. Go to the limits of your longing, embody me, flare up like a flame, and make big shadows I can move in. God, the divine, the spirit of all that is beyond our naming, is saying in this poem, go big, be embodied. And of course that says to me, dance in the desert, sing from the top of your lungs. Flare up like a flame. There is that world on fire. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. That, remember that. Big shadows that the divine can move in. What does that tell us? And I feel this is so true. That in darkness is the divine. There would be no stars without a dark night sky. When we talk about this time and what's difficult, remember the beauty, the grace, the divine that is there for us in these big shadows. What are we learning from this time? What are we hoping from this time? As Václav Havel said, when we're trapped under something heavy, we have time to hope and dream. So what are you hoping and dreaming for? What is on the other side of this? And on those nights, on those days, those weeks, those months, those years, when it feels impossible, when it feels dark, reframe. Remember that the divine is with you, that your best self is there with you, that when the world is on fire, there is still love. One of the most important things I think we can have for ourselves is a mantra. And it might be more than one. You might have a few quotes. I have that Howard Thurman quote. I have that no feeling is final from Rilke. Find those things that you can go back to sustain you. I don't know how many of you are like me, but right now I have 2 kids at home doing distance learning, and that is part of the roller coaster of this pandemic year for us, is not only trying to acknowledge that church is everywhere, including at home, but now school is really everywhere, and it's hard. And so one of the things that I have been using as a mantra is an affirmation for distance learning. And I've shared it with other congregations, and it's been very helpful to folks. And so I want to share it with you too. And let us think of our 7th principle of being interconnected in the web of life as these things are shared. I hope that all of our congregations, as you use, are learning in this time how to have grace for ourselves and how to do hard things. And so I want to share this list of affirmations with you. Perhaps one of them will just grab you as the mantra that you need to get through. Maybe you'd like to have the whole thing. I will send it to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to read each one, and then I'm going to allow some quiet for you to repeat it. I might whisper it a little bit so you have a guide. But let's really feel these and take these in. I think they are an important message, not just affirmations for distance learning, but affirmations for the way we're living our lives now, because so much of what we're doing is at a distance from each other, and it's not supposed to be that way. We are meant to connect, and so I offer these for you. They are anonymous. I wish I could give credit to the person who put them out there, but these are affirmations for distance learning. If you'll repeat each one after me. Let's take a breath first. All right. The best I can do is my best. The best I can do is my best. How human of me to feel nervous about trying something new. How human of me to feel nervous about trying something new. I will give myself the same grace I give others. I will give myself the same grace I give others. I may not be able to control this situation, but I have control over my attitude. Now, before we do this one, I like to say that this feels aspirational to me. We try to control our attitude, and maybe you want to substitute action. You have control over your action. But like our principles, often these things are aspirational. So it's, I may not be able to control this situation, but I have control over my attitude. Let's say it together. I may not be able to control the situation, but I have control over my attitude. This is only temporary. This is only temporary. Amen. No feeling is final. I can do difficult things. Ready? I can do difficult things. Say it like you mean it. And these last two, feel it with me. I don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. I don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. I will make mistakes, and that is okay. Everybody, I will make mistakes, and that is okay. If you can learn even one of those this year, if I can learn even one of those this year, 2020 will not be for nothing. I pray and hope and work that I may be learning from this time, and I know that you are doing the same. I envision a world that we come out on the other side of this time of greater isolation with greater appreciation for each other. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you today. May we remember that in darkness there is great beauty, and the divine moves with us. May we be learning in this time and growing in this time. And always know that when the world is on fire, there is still love. Keep singing it out. Thank you. Know that when the world is on fire, there is still love. Keep singing it out. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Erin. Fabulous, fabulous production you did for us today. Love all the music, love your message. We hope you'll join our Sunday Zoom call at 5 p.m. We'd really love to meet you. I invite Brooke to come forward. I invite you at home to extinguish your candle. These words come from Brian Keeley. The chalice is now extinguished, but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you. Carry that light with you as you leave this place or your home and continue your journey. Share the light with those you know, with those you love, and most especially with those you meet along the way. Blessed be. So before we conclude our service with the peace song, Reverend Erin has closing words for you.
Will you envision reaching out for this benediction. If you have someone sitting with you and you can connect physically, beautiful. And if not, please imagine whom you might connect with if you were in the pews together. Let your spirit soar to connect with those folks. Will you breathe with me? Spirit of life and love, holy of many names, beyond our knowing. Oh, are we grateful for this day? Thank you for this community. Thank you for the gift of music. Our lives do flow on in endless song. We cling to that rock. How can we keep from singing? May we be the communities that heal, that care, that bring justice forward in new ways in this time, remembering always that no feeling is final and that we are in this together. Amen. And blessed be.
We are all together in heart, spirit, and soul. We are one. Let us sing together and enjoy the beauty of peace on earth.